I'm going to be talking through a free feature available in Logos, and this is the word study feature, or how to look up a word in the original language. So if I just start by opening up copy of Scriptures, ESV, John 17:1. When Jesus had spoken these words, he lifted up his eyes to heaven and said, Father, the hour has come. Glorify your Son, that the Son may glorify you. Now say I'm curious on this word, hour. You'll notice if I highlight over it or just rest my mouse over it, in the bottom left, hora, noun, nominative, singular, feminine, and then the Strong's number appears in the bottom. This is telling me the Greek underneath that word. A couple different ways to access it. You can go back and watch the interlinear version video that explains how you can toggle interlinears to see words underneath the English. So here, that's one way of accessing that. But another is simply as you highlight over a word to either right click on it, or if you're on a Mac or a computer or a laptop, do a 2-finger tap or whatever the equivalent of right click is. That opens up a selection panel. Now make sure that on the left bar here, the little wheel is selected. The wheel with the, looks like almost like a pie chart. That's the Logos icon for a word, a lexeme, a lexical entry for a word. And on the right side over here, once lemma is selected, that's what that lexical form means, lemma, right here. Then there's a few different options for what you can click on. Again, this is telling me right here, hora, hour, or time is the word underneath the English gloss for that word. And there's a bunch of other things I could select, but right here in the lemma section, I can click on Bible Word Study, and that's going to open up a panel that it might be organized a little bit differently for you. I've customized this slightly for my purposes, but the translation section tells me that within the ESV, this is the various ways that hora is translated. So sometimes it appears as hour, as in our case, but then other times it means instant, a while, time, moment, day, late, short. Depends on how these things are translated in context. This also tells me that there's 105 occurrences of this word in the Greek. And I can scroll down, and in this lemma section, this is where any dictionaries you have are going to appear. Now, I know this is a free feature, but if you have, if you've not purchased dictionaries, you're not going to have much information here. This top dictionary here, the DBL Greek, is available in the Legacy Logos 6 Starter Legacy Library, which is just $35. Comes with a good assortment of books. So this is probably the cheapest dictionary to be able to access. If I click on that dictionary, it's going to open a dictionary entry for this hora word and tell me more about it. And it's telling me the Strong's number, and it's also telling me this one right here. I'll highlight them. 2, 3. This is telling me different senses of this word. So these are different lexical entries in the same lexical entry, but a different sense, or kind of a semantic nuance of this word. And in the same way, if you look at an English dictionary, you're going to see multiple entries for many words. These are distinct senses. So one is an occasion or time. The second sense would be a while, or a relatively indefinite period of time. And then the third would be an hour, like the 12th part of the day, measured from sunrise to sunset. So this third sense would be the way we think about hours, taking the day and dividing it into 12 if you have an even amount of sunlight. That's going to be the sense of an hour. So when we hear hour, the most literal translation is to take that as, okay, 1 out of 12 hours in the day. But there's also the sense of an occasion or a time, and then a while or a relatively indefinite period of time. So if I look at that in comparison with the text, then I realize, okay, there's a range of meaning in this word, and only one of those meanings is going to be the case here. So that's just a little bit about the Dictionary of Biblical Languages and how to use that tool to be just aware that there's semantic range for every word. And then if I go back to the panel that we started with here just to get some more information about what that noun means. If I click on it again, I see bottom left there, it's a nominative, singular, feminine. Now, this gets to the ability to understand what case nouns are in, which is something that is valuable if you're seeking to understand the original language underneath. But I want to show how you can search for this word. You saw it previously with right-click, Word Study, opens up your Word Study tool. But another way that you can, so this is, I should mention, this is 105 occurrences, and I could click on this, and it's going to show me every passage where this word is translated hour, and then every passage where this word is translated instantly. And I can click and go through like that. But the other way to do that would be to, again, right-click on that word, and then instead of clicking Bible Word Study, click Search, and there's a number of different searches that you can do, and we want to just do the one where we see the Greek lemma right there, and I search that, and now it's opening up a morph search, so it's based on the morphology of the word itself. This is kind of automatically tagging it within Logos, how they distinguish between just doing a general search and a morph search. Lemma, so it's looking for that lexical form, dot G, meaning Greek, colon, and then there's the word that we're looking for. So there's those 106 results in 99 verses, and it's organized by passage. So I can go right down through Matthew and see all the different passages where hour occurs. I can also see this aligned if I want to see this the way that it's aligned just word by word by word. The other thing that I can do within this morphology search is I can change which book I search it in. So instead of the English, I could search the SBL and find it that way. So I would be able to see all the different ways that that word is inflected based on the context. All right, that is a little bit about the Bible Word Study feature in Logos and how to use it. I hope that was helpful.